Hails, everyone. This is something I'm doing for March's Annus, which is an Unus Annus challenge for learning a new skill in March, and what I'm trying to do is learn Gothic. So, of course, for day one, what I took care of was some things that I already kind of knew, like greetings, like, as you can see here, like hails means hello, when referring to a man or a person of an unknown or non-female gender or or non-specified gender. Um, Hela refers to either a single woman or a group of people. So I probably should not have said Hales. I meant Hela. My apologies. Um, uh, there's also Godana Marigan, which means good morning. And I probably shouldn't have said Mauer, such a Mar, because AU is kind of like the AU in English, where it's an aw sound. And the letter D between vowels, it sounds like a voiced TH, the sound. Then there's Godana Dach, which is good day, or more specifically, good afternoon. There's Goth Antanachti, which means good evening. Gute Nacht, good night. Hewa Macht, which means how are you? And that weird letter there, both in Gothic and this Latin alphabet transliteration here, it is a combination H and W sound like hua, like how some English speakers say what. And of course the response would be either I am well or I am not well, so it would be wela macht or ni magwela. And of course there's yachfu, which means and you. Then again is the first verb, common verb that you can learn, which is wisan, which means to be, pretty generic. So, followed by these pronouns here, which is not really complete, and why I have nominative. Because this is the particular noun case in which they are, like, say, I versus me, he versus him, she versus her, etc. So I don't really have a complete list here. So it would be, when it comes to verb conjugation, it would be ik im, thu is, and depending on the gender of the person, it would be east, see east, or ita east, or ist. Like he is, she is, it is. Then you have sium, which is we are, siuth, you plural, so y'all or you all. I think there's actually a dual form of these from what I remember learning, but that's not what has been presented in the work, but from this one Discord server that I've been looking at. And of course they are sind, and then I wrote them in the Gothic alphabet here. Of course, my cat's purring. And I did the first two main tasks from one part of the first lesson in this worksheet, which is one translating from Gothica, or which is the Gothic word for, well, Gothic. And then, of course, we got the generic sentences such as "Here im," which means I am here, or literally here I am, or really here am, because of how conjugated verbs, like in Spanish, you don't really need pronouns. You can just use the certain forms of the verbs, like certain conjugations, that people know who is doing what or what is doing what. Of course, there's is to here, which means he, she, or it is here, and the extra u after ist, the usual verb for he is, she is, it is, has a u or u sound after marking a question. Then there's ja, jener ist, yes, he slash she slash it is there, which yeah, so like the workbook switch from here to there. So here is Herr, pretty self-explanatory and pretty easy for an English speaker to understand that it's I now, which means there. And then there comes sentences like negatives, which kind of almost, oh, which questions kind of have a normal, yeah, English style sort of syntax or grammatical structure. And then there's some others where the verb, comes at the end of the sentence and other things. And then there's negatives, which the negative appears before the verb, and then actually the verb comes before whatever the context is or the predicate, the rest of the predicate is. So this will be literally not they are here or not are here, and that translates to they are not here. Harsins, where are they? Har means where. Yet again, you have the weird where. That's the name of that letter, both in Gothic and I mean, it is in Gothic anyway, but both in the Gothic alphabet and in the Latin version of that letter. Then there's some unique ones like izuher, like unique forms of the verb, which in the question, because is or is becomes izu, probably because of natural speech, it becomes this. And then of course I translated back into Gothic, and you can basically see what I did here. And also you see this weird letter thorn, at least it's mostly commonly called in Germanic languages, which is like a soft th sound. Enier, Unus, Annus.